Women crushing it Wednesday, they feeling undefeated. Queens of the ring like Christine is. If you get in the ring with Christine, you might catch a beating. Just tune in, you gon' have to see it. Stand up if you with us, if not to be seated. You seen them in every arena. Eddie and Nika, who really got something to fight for. Everybody saying they're the GOAT, who the one that slayed the Chupacabra. Your favorite girls.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Women Crushing It Wednesdays. I got my girls with me tonight. How are y'all doing this evening?
Doing good.
Good. I was getting phone calls. Sorry for that interruption. So, Crystal, how are you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
Good. Okay, good. I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Arte de Tere, that does our videos and our thumbnails, and of course, Kush with a C, that does our intro. So we're on a little early tonight because we're having Steven So Cold Nelson on. Can't wait to talk to him. He's got his fight coming up against Diego Pacheco on the 25th, but he's in between training. So let's go. Without further ado, let's get him on.
All right.
Steven, how are you?
I'm doing great. I just left one. I just left one training session. I'm doing great. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
I
can
think
hear you.
I think somebody
I'm
had a
doing
feedback.
great. I just left training, about to go to another training session. So, I just focus. I've been getting it in.
That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that you have been getting it in. I mean, the fight's fast approaching.
Yep. Next Saturday.
Yep.
No one's counting, but it's still days, right?
Yeah, 10 days. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's so good. So, obviously, we're rooting for you. We've got people that we know that are on your team, and they say that you've got some tricks up your sleeve, that y'all are working on some stuff. You hear the whispers about, man, Diego Pacheco, he's going to fight him. I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know. But I don't know. I don't think they know who you are. What you got
Yeah,
to say to those doubters?
like a lot of people are going off the numbers and going off the age difference and everything cause like typically when you get a young upcoming fighter that's promoted and they go against a self-promoted 36-year-old, they think that like he's like I'm just a burnt out 36 that's been boxing and I'm at the end of my career. But it's a whole totally different, storyline. Being that I had a late start to boxing, so I didn't go into a boxing gym until I was 21. By the time 22, but I'm a different breed. Like anything I focus on and I learn, I excel in it fast. So when I started boxing, people thought I've been doing it for years because how I just excelled so fast.
Yeah, I mean, you're a jack of all trades. I mean, if for anyone that follows you, they know that you can do art, you do some acting, you've done, some cornerman wear,
Yeah.
for
Yep.
Bud and some other people.
Yep.
And so,
Carpentry, everything, flying planes, cutting hair, tattoos, like you name it, I do it. If it's
Yes, I was gonna
interesting,
ask you about that. Like,
like if
I
it's
don't think it's
interesting
all
to me, I'm
self-taught.
gonna do it.
Is it all
Yeah,
self-taught?
everything is self-taught. Yeah, everything is
wow.
self-taught. I just like when I'm interested in something, I'm like, you know what, I wanna learn it, and then I'm very analytical. So when I sit down, I watch something, and I'm like, okay, I figure out what he's doing, I see what he's doing, and then I emulate it and perfect it.
So what made you get into boxing at 21, 22 years old? I mean, you have all these other talents, all these other things you could be doing, but you chose
I
boxing.
Yeah, I didn't get into boxing and say, hey, I want to go be a pro boxer. I was in the army, and my commander gave us a choice to, do the regular Army PT, or we can go and take our time to go do something extracurricular. So I was like, I always heard boxing was a good exercise. I've done all types of exercises, but I heard boxing was one of the toughest. So I went to a local boxing gym, And I just started training, and everybody was like, "Man, you good, you good." Like within the first week, people was like, "You're a natural," and I just kept going with it. And I'm the type of person when, I'm doing something, I just keep going until something stopped me from doing it. So I just been boxing, and it just turned to be, a profession of mine
Yeah,
as
that's
I started
amazing.
competing. And my first national tournament was the Olympic reloads, and I only had like
I
six
remember those.
fights. I only had six fights, and I went there and beat everybody up to the finals, and got silver. With a close match against Marcus Brown.
Yeah, I remember that time actually. That
Yeah.
you were coming out from nowhere. People didn't know who you were.
Yeah.
And then Marcus Brown, they were like, "What? He beat Marcus Brown? That's
Yeah.
big."
So that's feel like for this fight, for people who doubt me, I've dealt with this so many times in my life. Like even outside of boxing, like I've always had to come from the back end of anything I ever done. Even being a child and having cousins who were like the golden kids and play football and stuff like that. Like I always had to come from the back end and had to prove myself. So I, I don't care to be a B side or not to be promoted and people coming in doubting me. Like it's another thing I'm gonna have to prove to people and they're gonna be like, oh, this guy is really good. Yep, told you.
Yeah. So let's talk about your team because you have a phenomenal team. How
Yes.
did that happen? Tell everybody
Um,
who
you
your
know,
team is in case they don't know. I don't know how they couldn't,
uh,
but
Bud, man, Bud is one of my childhood friends. Before I started boxing, I've been on Bud and Bomac and Red and Saul. And that's where it came from. I like from the first day I went to the boxing gym, the first person I called was Bud. I'm like, hey bro, I'm boxing now, dude. I'm gonna get some work with you. He like, nah, man, I'm on a different level, bro. You ain't ready for that. You gotta just keep on training. I'm like, no, I don't need that work. He said, all right, when you come home next time, just hit me up. So, ever since, I've been boxing, I've always been like even before boxing, I always had a close connection with Bud. So it just end up, being a brotherhood. That's why people say, "Oh, your corner." I'm like, no, that's my brother. That's my
yeah,
family. Like, win, lose, or draw, no matter what happens in my career, they will always be my team. There ain't no like you will never see me with nobody else.
yeah. No,
You
I love that bond.
for this fight, I don't know. You just seem more refreshed and like happy-go-lucky. I feel like you don't have any pressure on you, or is it because you're such an underdog in this fight? You is
No, I mean, like I said, like I've dealt with that pressure already. When I first went into camp, I was hyper focused and I'm nervous. Like, but a nervous and a focused me is dangerous because once I get in my mind, like I looked at like Diego Pacheco, he's the best fighter that ever lived in my mind because I want to go into this camp and I want to focus. And then when I got into camp and I start, working hard and I'm training, I'm here now. I'm in shape. I done did everything I'm supposed to do. There's no stone that went unturned. I went and I did everything I'm supposed to. I different type of sparring. I've been looking great in sparring. It's like at this point, the fight gonna happen. There's nothing like for me to even be nervous or worried about anymore. Like it's here. It's gonna
Yeah.
happen. I get to display who I am.
Yeah, it's one man, in front of another man. Y'all
Yeah,
both
I
have the
mean
nerves. Y'all, it,
exactly.
why would he be
Exactly.
better? Why not
All the
you?
things exactly all the things I done been through in life, like there's not one man that's gonna stop me from doing what I'm gonna do. I done been through so much physical and mental and all different types of trauma. It's like, dude, military, been in war, been in explosions, being shot, like been in the streets, like, dude, this one person, man. A
Yeah,
kid at that to me, 23 years old, man. Like
yeah,
and I feel like for this fight, like there is pressure on me because I feel like I I don't have room to lose. He can't. He's young. He can lose. He's promoted. They can bounce back.
Mhm.
Me,
yeah.
I lose, like I'm at that point where it's like I gotta make something happen. I gotta make
Yeah.
something happen.
That's very rare to hear a boxer say that because a lot of boxers are not, I feel, in my opinion, they're not in sync in reality, like, that it's gonna end one day. Your career's gonna end. So you either
Exactly. That's why finances and everything. People
yeah.
think, man, boxing is a young man sport, a young sport, and that's why people say, "How do I balance?" Because boxing is my main thing right now, and everything else is just secondary. I can do that stuff because when I'm done boxing, I can go and I can act and I can do portraits. I can make uniforms for people. I can do all that stuff later on. But right now, boxing is now. I'm getting it in now. Get through it. Use my following. Use my finances I gained from it to go and do everything else I've been wanting to do in life.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had seen that Jamar Talley was in camp with you, Team
Yeah.
USA, Jamar. How did that go? Did he give you some good work?
Yeah, he's still here. He's a big part of
Love
camp.
that
So I
kid.
said I got everybody I've been sparring 6'3", 6'4", and up.
Yeah.
Jamar to Tristan,
Oh,
to
Tristan. Yeah.
Kia to this
Yeah.
other guy. I got so many sparring partners, and everybody is 6'3" and up. It's like, and they all got different styles. So it's like I said, I'm prepared for whatever I'm facing in the ring that night. Whatever
The
they
best.
gonna come with, I got to answer for it.
Yeah, you got some of the
And
best sparring.
none of these guys are slouches. All of them are undefeated,
Hmm.
national champs.
Hmm.
Up and coming. Like everybody, like sparring, they come like, oh, I spar these people.
Yep. Yep. That's
It's
so
like
true.
it's like I've been having fights all camp basically. Look, I'm fighting top. I'm
You're like,
fighting top
oh, here we
guys
go. Here we
the whole
go.
time.
Crystal, what you got for Steven? We know he's got to get back to that training. Before we let him go, what questions do you have?
I don't have a lot of questions. I just want to wish you the best. I've been
Thank you.
following this lad for a long time, so I know his stories, and I love his
Yeah.
stories. And someday, wishfully, you will write one book so everyone else will know the stories,
Yeah,
right?
I got. It's gonna be a couple books because I got so many different parts of my life that I can tell
Right.
about, and they be like, "Wait, you did that? You did that?" Like, who?
I feel
I'm
like
for.
you print your own books out and stuff too, because you do everything.
Yeah,
You're
I
gonna type
actually,
Exactly.
the book out and you're gonna print it out and
low key been writing. Like I got like notes in my phone for like movie ideas, books. Like, and I just be adding to them every blue moon I get a chance.
Wow.
Can you tell us how creative you have been for this fight in particular for a uniform, per se?
Yeah, so every fight I say my uniforms resonate with the fight or what I'm going through in life. Like my last fight was with Tupac because at the time I had a lot of media
Hmm.
on me and throwing slander in my name, so I felt like Tupac and was spitting on cameras and stuff. So that's why I came out with that. But this fight, what I can tell y'all is if I have to, I'm gonna turn it to a street fight. Uniforms going to explain it all. When y'all see me walking, I'm like, oh, okay,
Okay.
it makes
Okay.
sense.
So that's the key word, street fight. Y'all remember that.
Yeah.
Think about it. Okay. Whenever we see him, we're gonna know.
I think I also see that Barney come out this recently.
Oh yeah,
So
Bernie just
what
came to
did Barney
camp.
bring to your camp?
Bernie's the energy, man. Bernie's like he does like he's another coach. He hold mitts and do stuff, but he's also the energy of the camp. He's sitting there. Come on, it's so cool. It's your show. It's your time, baby. Show the world, baby. Like he that
Yeah.
hype man, like in the camp. But he
you
also a
need that.
coach.
I saw him loading up on some punches too, all on your abdomen. You and
Oh
Jamar. I
my
saw a video of
man.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, we had to do like on sparring days, we do like body toughening. So
Uh-huh.
body hardening. So we did that.
That's good. That's good. Nika, you have a last question before we let him go?
No, I'm gonna wish you luck and I'm gonna put some money on you. So Bring
Yes, sir.
Thomas some cash.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Let's get it.
No, we thank you so much for your time. We know you have to go because you're training, and we're all rooting for you. We thank you for your service and everything that you've done and that you're doing, and we look forward to the fight. And I appreciate you so much. You have a great night.
I appreciate you guys too. You have a good night.
Yes, sir.
Good
Bye
Okay,
night.
bye.
thank
Thank
you. Yeah.
you.
Thank you. That was great. That was good. I'm glad we got him in between
Yeah,
his training.
training.
Yeah, that was good though. He's a nice guy. He's always been so nice, and he's got that charismatic energy. You know, that not too many people
Yeah, he
have.
seems so. That's what I said. I said you seem very refreshed and like you don't have a care in the world.
He
So
looked like he on weight. This is
yeah,
a
He
big thing
does.
for
and
Mr.
He
Nelson.
I'm
does.
pretty sure people when they're losing weight, you're very cranky. He's very, you know.
Yeah.
So we
Well,
should.
and he wasn't hoarse. Sometimes if you're dehydrated and you're losing weight, you're hoarse, and he's just like he's good. Sounds great.
Oh, he
Um,
should have asked him what was his favorite training music, Mr. Neutral.
Oh yeah.
we'll have to have him on after the win, and then
Yeah.
we'll have to ask him that. There's been a lot of stuff going on in the boxing news, in the boxing world, and some people were upset that we weren't on last week. But you know, things happen in life. I personally had a couple of funerals to go to, so we couldn't make it. I couldn't make it, and but we're here today. And the first thing I want to talk about, and actually, Nika had kind of calmed me down a little bit because we were talking about. Did you see the post that Skye Nicholson made about Tiara Brown, Crystal?
Oh yeah, but having a contract for a couple of weeks or something. What's a
Yeah.
spill? I don't know.
Yeah, well, she said that you know Tiara. First of all, when she went to the, I think it was the WBA convention or WBO, she said, or her handler said that, you know, that they were going to wait to fight her and Tiara in about 12 months. You know, they had other plans or whatever. And I mean, Tiara's had this other fight. She had a fight a month ago, month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago, I forget. And it fell through. Because remember, the girl couldn't get her passport or something like that. And so immediately they got her another fight, you know, and she's fighting this girl, I forget her name that she's fighting, but she's got another fight coming up, and it's like next week. It's actually this Saturday. It's Saturday.
This
And
Saturday.
this Saturday, that's right. It's this Saturday. And Sky's like, oh, we sent a contract 2 weeks ago. What is she supposed to do with the contract that she got 2 weeks ago when she already has a fight that she has to worry about, concentrate on, and she already has a contract to fight? They've already signed the contract. Like, what is that? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, allow the lady to get her fight in, right? She have one focus right now, and it's the fight in hand that she needs to take care of. Once this is over, then perhaps she can focus on another contract. Why you don't send it to her 3 months ago?
Right,
No question. But
right.
now,
When she called her out right then and there, they
Mhm,
could have worked something up.
exactly. But her and Mr. Han, just like HLD say, that they have their own narrative, and that's what they will push and ask for. I believe this was an ask for situation. So, uh, yeah, I think that they need to allow Tiara to focus on what you have at hand.
Absolutely, but I think it's almost like Michael. We were just talking about. I don't know if you heard.
Yeah, I heard.
You and I had talked about it, and what I think it is that she's covering her ass because she can be like, oh, well, I did offer her the fight for
Yeah,
2 weeks. We
while
waited. Now I'm done. I'm gonna keep moving on. That's what I believe.
that's just because that's what I try to say. I said because she know Tiara has a fight this weekend. Matter of fact,
Yeah,
you
Saturday.
sent her a contract 2 weeks ago. Like, come on, you had all that time to send her contract. You waited
Exactly.
for the fight that she's having this weekend to send her like get the fuck out of here. I don't
Yeah,
buy it. And
I
she
don't
just
buy
want
it
to look
either.
like she's ducking her, but I could have sworn there was like a clip of her talking about finding somebody else, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And the thing is, she can go on Twitter and she can post something like that, and it's like people believe that is word, like it came out of, I don't know, the Bible or something, like, oh, well,
I
she
don't know
sent
how
to
they
the
gonna see that.
contract.
Yeah, the girl has a fight this weekend, so
Yeah.
if she's done with that fight, then she'll get to your contract that you sent 2 weeks ago. While you know she was training for this fight, like, come on,
It's
get out.
all just little games. It's
Yeah.
just all little games, around the fact that she'll say it. I called you out. I mean, I sent the contract. You didn't say nothing. And nobody's gonna listen to the fact that Tiara fights on Saturday. So why would she even give her the time of day?
I was like reading the thread, and I'm like, nobody's saying that this lady has a fight on this
No.
weekend. No,
Yeah.
they just went with whatever Sky said,
Yeah,
So
she needs to stop. She needs to stop. I respect all fighters, but those games that, she needs to stop. So Tank has a fight coming up with Roach.
Lamont, who we have on the show
Yes,
one.
yes, we have had him on the show. I think we've had him on twice, maybe. I know we had Jordan on there too, maybe once. But we've had Lamont on there. But from what I can see, he seems to be real caught up in some beef with Bud, calling him out, attacking his family, checking his purse, his pocket, whatever. What did y'all see and what do y'all think about all that?
you want to go first, Chris?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, I haven't really been on Twitter like that the last couple of because I've been taking a break since the first of the year.
I don't blame you.
And I've been so peaceful off of there. I just want to say I've been so peaceful off of Twitter. And I try to get back on there, and then I tweeted something and it started something else. So I was like, I'm gonna go right back. But I did see a little bit of the back and forth, but I don't know. It just seemed to me, I'm not gonna lie, it seemed a little bit calculated, like it was made, like like they're cooking up a fight themselves, or there's like this came out of nowhere. I don't know. It just
Yeah,
came
it
out of
came out
nowhere.
of nowhere. It
But
came out of
I don't
nowhere.
agree with like the disrespecting of like the wives, and like don't bring the women and the children in it.
Yeah.
I could talk shit to each other without doing all that. So
Yeah, that's true. Krista, what were your thoughts on that? Like, are they cooking something up or is there like a real
No, not at
disdain
all.
between
I
these
just
two?
think they're going back and forth, and I don't think this will be a potential fight. Just like Bud said in one of his tweets, he tell Tank, fight someone like Shakur or Keyshawn. These are the fights we want to see. We don't do
He
this.
did say that.
Well, some people will say they want to see Tank and Bud, but truly, is it really what we want to see? Nah,
Right,
I don't care to see that. I
right.
I have no interest in that fight
The
actually.
only
But
ones that would want to see that are the fans that hate Bud or the fans that hate Tank.
yeah, this is
You
true.
know,
So as far as them going back and forth, like Nike say, it's true. Just keep the ladies and their children out of it, please. Other than that, I don't really care. I mean, to be fair, Bud egged it on a little bit when he say, "Well, someone is upset they don't be invited to the Ring Magazine Gala,"
yeah.
right? So
yeah,
he don't mind. He must have some time this week. I will say that,
right.
but I don't think that this is a case of let's we talking potential fight. No, I don't think.
Yeah, and Bud is a jokester, a prankster. He likes to, razz people a little bit, and that's what he does. And some people can't take it, and it seems like Tank couldn't take it. But he needs to really concentrate on his fight with Roach because it's fast approaching. It's going to be here before we know it, and I'm looking forward to that one too. I do want to congratulate Caroline Dubois. I'm sorry, Dubois. Dubois. I like Krista. I like it. Caroline Dubois. Yes, girl.
Okay, so wait.
Let me
Wait.
get banger.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh,
Thanks, thanks, D Style. All right, let me read your comment out. I don't have my glasses on. Oh my god, I'm so blind. My fighter has more money than yours. Debates are alive and well on Twitter. Yeah, they were talking about each other. I don't know. This is just back and forth. This
well,
was
our fighter has more money
so
than
random.
yours. Just
It was
saying.
so random. It was so random. This back and forth is so random. It just came out of nowhere. I never really seen them beefing before, so it's kind of odd.
It was random. It was odd. I don't know what's going on, but But that was it was entertaining. It was entertaining. Um, but I do wanna congratulate her, Caroline Dubois, even though it was stopped because of a head clash. And so she got to keep her belts, and so she's still the champion. I would like to see a rematch. I thought that was a good matchup. So
I
I'd like
missed
to
the
see.
fight. I didn't get to
Yeah, we were sparring. Chicken was watching it on her phone. We were like sparring at the gym. She's like, "Oh my god!" And she's like, "It's already over." So that's the only reason why I knew. So I missed it too.
okay.
Dabu,
Du-
HLD.
Dubois. No, he was trying to. He's spelling it the way it should be said.
Dubu,
Dubois.
Dubois, Dubois. That's right, Dubois, Dubois. Um, we have David Benavides and Morel coming up too. Um, Nika was working, and Crystal and I got the opportunity to interview Mr. Morel. A shout out to PBC, and he seems to be pretty confident. Um, Crystal, I mean, I
He
know we
said
were interviewing him, and maybe you got to say or think or whatever. But what are your thoughts on that fight? How's it gonna
he
go?
said February 1st is he ninth. This is
February
the
1st.
year.
Yeah.
So he have to do it for his family. I believe this. He have to do it for the legacy. I believe
Yeah.
this. He said he working as hard as he ever worked. I believe
Yeah.
it. I
Yeah.
believe that he is very genuine in what he have to say. Um, I, I would love to see him take Benavides. Um, I would love to
You
see
don't
it.
really want to say. You was like, you
My
know.
heart, my heart say, "Come on, Morel." My brain say, "Ah, I don't think you make it."
So, okay, hold on. Before we go to Nika, okay, so your heart says you don't think he's gonna make. So, do you think he's gonna get touched by Benavides and it's gonna be done?
I think it will be competitive until he get caught.
Okay.
And then the heavy hands of Mr. Benavides. I don't know if we ever see Mr. Morel be touched up like that.
No, and also we have to remember too. David had Morel has heavy hands too. Like he's dropped people and stopped people with just a jab.
He have, but will it be tough enough for Benavides? Because that lad
No,
have a chin.
yeah, I'm just playing
And if
devil's
he
I
gets
don't
advocate.
it,
I think
know.
Nika,
Um.
what you got to say about that?
Yeah. So there was an interview also that he did like the next day. I don't know if you saw the clip, but Benavides kind of confronted him, like saying, "Oh, they were on the interview together. It was both of them." And so Benavides called him out. He was just like, "Yeah, you were talking all this shit about me being a robot, but you're quiet right now. Why are you not talking shit? You scared? Yeah." So then I was just like, you did kind of have nervous energy, and
Ah, I didn't see it.
yeah. So I mean, but I mean, it's good to dream, but I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna. If people put money on them, they'll make some big bucks that night.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If
Yeah.
the upset, but I don't see it happening. I honestly don't see it happening. I mean, you can have all the confidence in the world. I mean, somebody got to lose.
Yeah, somebody does have to lose. I think that what I forget what he said. He said he has to box and he has to move. What did he say, Crystal? He said something. The
he
three
said three
something.
things. He have to defend, move, and attack.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I think that's what he
It
said.
was something like that. So y'all just have to
Mhm.
all go and look at the interview on YouTube. But
Yes.
um,
And no,
no,
it says Benavides has no heavy hands. Yo, have you been punched by Benavides? HLD? Sometimes I really don't understand. Like, I just want to say this. I don't understand sometimes when people be like, "Oh, unless you're a coach like you, Christine, you've been in and you've taken punches for
yeah,
But I
yeah,
don't know how people could say like, "Oh, his punches are not hard," or
yeah.
like that.
I
Unless you
think I
got
think they are.
unless you got hit with said punch. So it don't make sense to me. But
I
you
think
saying Benavides has no heavy hands?
I think he does. I think that Morel would have to definitely move all night long. He'd have to do a Shakur. He would have to stick and move and not get caught. I mean, really. And a lot of people are going to want to see a knockout. They're going to think it's going to be a boring fight, but that's the only way that I believe that he could win. He cannot stand toe to toe with Benavidez. I don't advise that because I believe he's heavy-handed. He would have to definitely stick and move.
I don't know how HLD is just. I think HLD is just typing the type because you're gonna say Benavidez don't have no heavy hands.
HLD trying to get a rise out of us. That's what he's
Yeah,
trying to do.
it always works with me. Always.
I think that I think Morrell will, if he lose this fight, he is still capable of gaining fans
Oh, yeah.
depending on how he loses.
Depending on his performance, yeah.
Right. If he is to put on a spectacular performance through 6, 7, 8, I think that he will potentially gain some fans.
Absolutely.
And that would be good because I want to see him touch him up. I want to see him put on the show himself, right? But I just don't know how long it will last. However, towards the later rounds, Benavidez tend to get wore out. So if that happens,
he does.
and Morrell stay on his bike until those rounds, and then he able to touch up Benavidez, perhaps we will see a better fight than I'm expecting. But I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, and the thing, I mean, there's two major things that I see too in Benavidez. Like his offense is his defense. He doesn't have the best defense. He doesn't know how to cut the ring off. Like he's very he go forward. He's very one-dimensional. He doesn't work angles.
Are you doing the robot thing? Like,
oh yeah, like I know, right?
I don't know if you even noticed that you did that.
No. But so definitely Morrell would have to, if he, like you said, he would have to, get on his bike and touch and move.
Just saying, when's the last time Benavidez knocked anyone out? I'll wait. But it's because Benavidez he's been fighting good competition.
I'll give you that. I will give you that.
He's been fighting good competition. So a lot of these guys are not easy to knock out. So
I will give you that. I will.
If you're fighting cans and stuff like that, it's easy to get knockouts, and that's kind of what they said the monster did.
Thank you, Lance. We asked him too because we asked Morrell because he's been asking for this fight, and Benavidez's a team. He had to wait 2 years to get this fight, and I was like, why do you think now? And I don't know. Why do y'all think now? Why now is Benavidez ready to fight Morrell?
Well, he's trying to give people good fights because the Canelo fight's not made yet. So this would be another good fight because I feel they're waiting for this fight. They want to see this fight. So
yeah,
I feel like the time is now because Canelo's not ready to fight him.
I feel like he don't have another option. He truly don't.
Yeah, this is a good fight.
And this fight here, Morrell, he don't have the same experience as Benavidez, right? If we was to look at the numbers, and I think when it come down to it, even then, who have the more dog in them, as they say, I think probably Benavidez have the more experience to be able to have that dog in him, and I think Morrell will be what do you say, frantic or fiasco if he get touched up. He don't know how to respond to getting touched up. So
yeah, we haven't really seen him get touched on the chin. We haven't really seen that. So I'm very curious to see how he's going to react.
I don't see Morrell get touched up. The last he been fighting, he been taken care of. And I remember going to the fights in the Minnesota to watch him. I don't think that he have ever been under lights like he will be under this week.
That's true.
Or not this week, but February 1st.
Yep, that's true. That's very true. It's a big stage.
Has a prediction. The Kegi says Benavidez is a one-dimensional boxer. Morrell is in a totally different class. Morrell softens him up and then knocks him out in time 6 rounds.
Right. I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
I mean, that would be great. That would be great, really. Because people thought from Benavidez's last fight when he first moved up that he didn't look that hot. He didn't look that great. He struggled. So is he a hype job or is he the real deal? I think we're going to find out. But if I'm not a betting woman, but if I was, You know, I think I would. I mean, I told Morel that I would put money on him.
I just
So
like, you know what, y'all both seem so hesitant to say, like, interview, y'all so hesitant to say certain things.
because like we're saying, it's like our brain,
It's
the
just like your
boxing brain says one
you're
thing.
entitled to your boxing opinion, and if he gets mad about it, that's, you know, then he needs to like
No, for sure.
tough it up. It's like that shit don't
Who
keep
get
it
mad?
because we're entitled to our own opinions. Just
Yeah,
because
yeah.
just because we interview people don't mean.
No, it's true. It's just like the brain says one thing and the heart says wants another. You know what I mean? I mean, that's in life, right?
I would love to see more rep to win because I'll be honest
Yeah.
with you, I'm not a big David Benavidez fan.
Yeah, I'm not either.
And the reason I'm not is because I might. Anyway, I truly wish David Morrell to win. I truly wish that, but I cannot expect that to happen, knowing what my mind knows. So.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. And Morel is very confident. But then I didn't see the interview that you were talking about, Nika, where he seemed nervous. And I get
You know,
it. I
they
mean,
were on the interview together. I'll find the clip and send it to you.
yeah, I mean, I get it. You're losing weight. You got this big fight coming up. Sometimes you might be a little nervous or whatever when you're face to face. But maybe that'll just
And he
shake
wanted
the
to
nerves.
keep talking the shit that he was talking about him being like a robot boxer. He was just like, yeah, you was talking all this trash. Now you're here and you don't have not one word to say.
Yeah.
The English is not that great either. So
No,
he's
it's really not. It's not.
If they
Yeah.
are
I
speaking
do
the
have
English
to vouch
language
for
to
They'll
that.
him.
Yeah.
translate it. They'll translate it.
Yeah.
He could have cussed him out in Spanish or did
Like
something.
it's like I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
The same energy was
They
not
cuss
there.
people cuss
Period.
language. They cuss in every
I
language.
think he been working on his English. It have been
He has.
improved for
Yeah.
sure. But I don't think it's where he needed to be able to do the what they call it shit talking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's why I love when Canelo learned English because his shit talking is so good.
And then it was just fire. It was like better than if he had spoken English his whole life.
Yeah.
It was just like, well, it was so funny because you know, the Morena not speaking Spanish, and then here comes Crystal, the Rubia, you know, speaking Spanish, and they're probably
No,
like,
wait
oh,
up.
hey, what's wrong with this? She did so good. She did so good. Before we move on, though, I wanted to mention. So we've had Brooks Sabrian on our show before.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got a fight coming up on UFC Friday Night Fight Pass. So we wish her luck. She's fighting Gloria Munguia. So we wish her luck. We had her on, I think, before she had her pro debut, or she was having a pro debut or something. And they reached out to Nika and we had her on. So we wish her luck. You know, we're definitely fans. I wanted to say this real quick. I mean, it's messy, but so I had seen an interview that Bud did, I guess a few months ago, whatever, and they were like showing different boxers, you know, and what do you think of them? And he's just like, you know, champion or great, whatever. You know, I mean, they had Tank on there, they had Boots on there, and you know, a bunch of other people. And then, but the only person that he had anything to say, and the reason I'm bringing it up is because that person was on Twitter too, was Tio. They're like, what do you think about Tio? And he's like, trash, you know. And then we saw Tio, you know, recently. He's trying to get back in. He's trying to get back in the limelight.
Where?
So he had some things to say to Bud. What's going on with Tio, guys?
You know,
Where's
I
he
can't
going?
stand Tio. You know, I cannot stand Tio, and he's doing exactly why I don't like him. He just needs to go away. He just needs to go away. Like, and he's going about it all wrong. Like he's doing a lot. He's doing a lot.
I saw some videos.
And he
Yeah,
thinks
they
he's
were
such a
interesting.
genius about it. He thinks he's such a genius about it. He's like, you know, like he's somewhere like, yeah, I got it.
I think he dressed up like a homeless person.
Yeah, like that was so fucking corny.
Did you see that?
Oh my god, that was so corny. That was so corny.
Yes,
With his dog.
Unfortunately, what's the little lad who? I mean, is that someone child? Like, why bother to? Nah.
Yeah. I don't get it. And I mean, there's diehard fans for everybody, and that's cool.
HLD is a big Tio fan.
Oh, I know. I was just gonna say there are some
HLD a big Tio fan?
HOD, he loves Teofimo. He's always taking up for him in the chat.
Okay,
But
okay,
HOD,
HOD,
you have
well,
to admit, Teofimo is corny. Like, you have to admit that. Like, I know that's your guy, but he's corny. He is so corny.
yeah, yeah. He is corny. And so what do y'all think is next for Tio? Is he gonna get another opportunity? Will he be a gatekeeper? Will he be I mean, what's gonna happen with him?
So what is truly happening with him? Because the last I see, he was asking Top Rank what it is for his buyout. So is he
Yeah.
truly getting away from Top Rank, or is Top Rank fixing to get him one more fight? What I don't know what is happening
I
with him.
think
Yeah.
I think he has one more fight left on the contract, right?
Yeah, he does have one more. I thought the boxing source said Top Rank might freeze him out like they did Mikey Garcia, which I could see that too. I mean, he's kind of a loose cannon. You know, when you get the best of him in the ring, yeah, I will not take anything away from him. But whenever you don't, and you get this radical, you know, you just don't know what you're gonna get. You just don't know.
Okay. So Southpaw TV says Tio and his
That's what TV.
super corny. And I'm not gonna talk about the supporters, but I do know because there's corny supporters in every fan base. If we being real, there's corny supporters in every fan base. But Teofimo is super corny for sure.
Yeah, he is. And thank you, Southpaw. We appreciate that very, very much.
Well, if he go to Uncle Tack and he get a payday, good for him, right?
Right.
I don't see a problem with that. I don't know.
Well, this is the thing. So this is the thing. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna skip a little bit because Clarissa had posted on Twitter a message to Uncle Turk, okay, and said, "Don't forget about the women, the ladies, right?" And he messaged her back. He made a comment and said, "Prepare soon, announcing the biggest schedule for the year in boxing history." Like almost like, okay, we're gonna have some girls on here, but we're also gonna have the best matchups, okay? So if we think about a card, like a dream card, who could we actually say that we'd like to see Tio fight against when there's so many other matchups that we'd like to see?
I don't want anybody that's going to beat him up. Put him in there with Keyshawn. I want to see Keyshawn.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Throw him in with Devin Haney.
Ooh, yeah. He would, yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like I don't really know if Teofimo really wants to fight because I feel like what he's doing is like the complete opposite of what you need to do to get a fight. So I feel like he's just barking, and I don't know. I don't really think he wants to fight.
Well, it's like he's trolling, thinking that
he's
trolling backwards for me. He's trolling.
Yeah.
Do you remember? There's a comment over here that said Tio don't want that Keyshawn fight. Do you remember when Keyshawn called him out when they was at a press conference and he said, "Hey, I listened to the whatever interview, or I see whatever you write or something," and Tio was like playing it off like
he was just like, "You did," like he was hiding behind his little bug. He was
I remember that. Yeah, I remember
bros
that.
or something. What did he say? We bros. We don't have to be like that or something. And Keyshawn stand on it. He say, "Hey, watch yourself."
Yeah, Keyshawn, he's not gonna. He's not gonna back up on that at all.
But I would like to see that fight on there. That's the fight.
No, that would be good.
I feel like Keyshawn
that would be good.
Would beat him up. So, and that's what I want to see. So.
And so, what do y'all think? I mean, with the climate of boxing right now, and like Uncle Turk taking over, it seems he's got all the promoters, he's got the top fighters there, he's talking with managers and stuff. Where do we see boxing in 2025? Which one?
I think we're gonna get some good fights this year.
Yeah, Crystal, do you?
Yeah, I definitely think that with Uncle Tech throwing the money out there, we will get some more good fights. Why he won't? Do you think
this fight's gonna make money that he spent? Like, do you think the money that he's throwing out for these fights, that they're gonna be good fights? Are they gonna make money off of these fights?
The question is, do it matter?
No, I feel like it matters because that means that this is not gonna be long lived. Like, You know,
Well,
first
What
they're gonna
other
run
promoters,
dry.
aside from Bob Arum at Top Rank and Don King, have been super long term?
Yeah, but
They're not.
they weren't shelling out cash like this, you know. So
well,
that's
the word on the street is that it's not even his cash. So it's like his country puts so much money towards sports to like I think it's like they do tennis and golf and I forget what else. But it's not even his own money. It's like an organization. It's like a part of the government that funds all this stuff. And I guess, I'm assuming that he is the one that says the money goes here, the money goes there. So I think that is why he's not as cautious and doesn't care so much. I'm not going to say he doesn't care at all, but maybe he doesn't care so much about the return because it's not even his money. I mean, can you imagine you have, a plethora of money and you can do whatever your heart's desire is and you may or may not get a return?
but that's why I asked, because I feel like I don't know if this pocketbook has a hole in it. It's just an endless
Yeah.
pocketbook. I feel like the money's gonna run dry eventually if they're not making, because they're spending a lot of money on these fights, and a lot of these fights in
Oh,
my
for sure.
are not worth
Big
that much.
purses, top guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so I
I'm
know they're
sorry,
not
go
gonna
ahead.
make that money in return. So
The thing that concerns me is that, okay, so right now he's doing all this stuff. So let's say in the next couple of years he gets bored. Like he wants to move on to something else. Okay? So it is damaged boxing in my opinion, because now everybody coming up behind the guys that he has put on cards are going to want these humongous purses, and nobody else is going to be able to do what he has done. Does that make sense? And it's like, so nobody's gonna fight because, oh, well, so and so made 20 million or 15 million or blah blah blah, and you only offered me like 2.5. So I think it damages the sport. And when he gets bored with his new toy and it's not shiny anymore, is he just gonna drop the ball and walk away? I mean, obviously I'm gonna enjoy it while it's here, but I just think about the long term as well.
I think in the long term, we'll see a cycle. There will be someone else who pick it up. Uh, Boxing never die. We know this. Someone always pick it up, right? So if the well is running dry, a fighter will start taking those fights for a lesser amount of money. This is something that have to happen, right? So unfortunately, there will be some years that you may not see the million, 25 million, 50 million, 90 million
Yeah.
dollar payouts.
Yeah.
And this will just be part of the cycle. But it don't mean the sport is dying. It's
Yeah,
just
I don't
something
think
that
it
if you
is. Yeah, I don't think it is. I just think that they're going to be like, well, I made this much over here, so why can't I make it here? Or, I don't know. I'm not totally confident with him. Nike, did you hear what we were saying? What if he
I caught the
drops
tail end.
his, what did you say?
I caught the tail end of it.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. I said, what if he's like, you know what? I'm bored. I don't like boxing anymore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move on. After he's paid all these big purses, and then these boxers are like, I can't go back to making $2 million when I just made 20. What's gonna happen? Is it gonna damage the sport?
I feel like it is, but you know,
That's what I'm thinking.
it looks pretty right now, but it's
the rumor has it
The
this
tourism
week.
board.
What is the rumor this week that he fixing to buy out all of the sanctioned bodies and only make it one belt?
oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
give me a break.
I mean, he already took a Ring magazine, and we don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen next.
my only concern, he can't kill what have been producing for the women's boxing, right?
Yeah,
And
right.
just like Clarissa say, and he need to listen to that. He need to do
Yeah.
something with the women boxing just as much as he do with the men boxing if he want to be sustainable.
I'm glad she put him on the spot like that, because
No, I like that.
I feel like
like
the women
that.
were not they were not part of whatever plan they had. Women were not a part of it. They were not a part of it. So
Right.
actually put him on the spot like that. Now it forces him to make sure that women are taken care of.
Yeah, so now we're looking forward to this huge card, this huge schedule. I'm sorry that he said is going to happen. After she made that comment. So what's it going to be? What's it going to be? I don't know. It's Sportsbox TV says it doesn't seem sustainable. Yeah, it doesn't. Who will take Cinco de Mayo date? I mean, there's so many good comments here.
Well,
When
over the
it's
last
gone.
2 years, we hear the rumors again. The rumor mill say Top Rank fixing to die, PBC fixing to die,
We've heard,
Amazon,
yeah,
the Zone, and then all of a
yeah,
sudden here come Uncle Tuck. Where he come from? No one
yeah,
really know, right? And
He's telling
so
you buying up everything, the ring, like
yeah.
when Uncle Tuck die out,
that's
not when
crazy.
he die. I don't say that. When he die out, someone else will
When he gets bored.
someone else will appear, right? It always happened that way with boxing.
That's true. That's true. That's true. It's a very interesting time that we're living in right now. It's like, during COVID, it was dead and we didn't see anything, and then we were trying to pick ourselves back up. And now it's like booming. We're getting the fights that we want to see, and there's talks of other fights that we want to see that are coming up. So I mean, it's good. Like, I'm happy as a fan, as a boxing head. I'm very happy, but I'm just curious to see what direction we're going to be going in the next few years. I really am. uh,
Yeah, see, because they have beliefs in the country. That's why I'm like,
yeah,
I don't think women were not a part of that plan, in my opinion. And that's why I'm glad she put him on the spot like that, because has she not? I didn't hear them say anything about women's
yeah,
boxing at all.
that's true. I mean, the only one that was on the
Was that
Rayad season was
guy? And she was the only
Guy.
one. I only seen her. Were there any other female fighters at the awards thing that they had over there?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
So come on.
I was going to say real quick. So this comment right here, with all due respect, I don't care about women's boxing. No, you know what? I'm not going to criticize you for that. I mean, a lot of people don't like female, basketball and stuff like that. And I respect. I'm not. If you don't, that's not your thing. It's fine. It's okay. But women like us that want to support women that are doing it, or women that are training or training others or whatever. It's like
Fundura was
they
there.
they want the same opportunity. They work as hard, if not harder. So even though you're not interested in it, there are women that's their passion, and I'm just like the women's basketball. Some people don't watch it. They make fun of it, whatever. But we got to respect them. They're working hard. We're on a different level because men and women were not the same, but for wherever we're at, we're working just as hard, if not harder. So, I am totally, we are on the show, cheering for women's boxing for sure. We love the men, but the women, we want to see them make some strides.
So no, they reminded me that Fundura and
Gabriella.
Ramla Ali were there. They were there at the ring thing. But I was like,
Oh,
it wasn't enough women in
that's
that
true.
picture. There's so many more women that should have been at that event, So,
Yeah,
in
that's
my
true.
opinion, I mean, y'all don't have to agree, but it's in my opinion.
No, it's true. And we have so many greats from the past, I mean,
Yeah,
Christy Martin, Layla Ali,
they should
you
have been.
know,
Yeah,
um, Ann Wolf,
but this is their first event.
Riker.
Well, maybe next year they'll do it. Like pretty sure next year it'll be bigger and invite
Yeah,
more.
because the way that I look at it is, why would you not? So if you have one audience and it's all men, why not add the women too? And then you broaden the audience and you get more supporters and you get more people tuned in, and more people supporting. I mean, why not? You
I,
know?
I will agree with HLD this time. He said give it time, and I think you're right. I think that perhaps next year we see something big, better, and more females in the mix. I can't be wrong about that, but I would expect Mr. Uncle Tuck, whatever we want to call him, to do much better next year with the females in
Yeah.
regards to
If
the
he's
book.
smart, he will. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Um,
Yeah, she was like, it was trash. The nominees for Female Fighter of the Year wasn't there.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
I mean, we're
yeah,
entitled to our opinion, whatever.
Was that the
yeah,
only one though that they have for the females? Because they don't have nearly as many for the females as they do as the males either.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
I know, it was crazy. It was like less than a handful of women there.
So Al the Pal, so Shields is fighting Danielle, and actually she's going to be on our show next week. Okay, and
Talking.
yeah, next Wednesday, Danielle, who's fighting Shields. Um, a lot of people don't know her. She started later. She's going to tell her story. I'm sure she'll be on for a while, for a minute. And she actually, won Women's Worlds. We went to Russia. She won. She's talented. She's very talented. She's very heavy-handed. For people that I don't know, don't really keep up with boxing, I guess they would not know who she is. But if you do know boxing, you know that this girl has been, around. Maybe she didn't get some of the opportunities, but that's part of it. Not There's the most talented people in the world in boxing that don't get the opportunities because it does come down to who knows who. Are you marketable? Does someone have some money behind you? So a lot of these boxers have to start from nothing. But it's going to be good. I'm excited. And Danielle, I know a person. She's mean. Like Clarissa's mean. Danielle's mean too. Like it's going to be a good fight. It is. What is Danielle said? Coach Malachi did a show showing the women's heavyweight division 18, and they're all. What does it
One
say there?
star or underranked from BoxRec. They're gonna take a jab. They're always gonna find a way to take a jab at women. God damn.
Yeah, and
And not for nothing, every time there is a women's card on
Lance.
one women's fight on one of those cards is usually the top, like the more entertaining out of the whole.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And like I said, it's the ones that are not there yet. Who do they know? Do they know the right people? Are they fighting the right? It's so political and it's business and it's sad, but it is what it is. Oh my gosh.
So fucking messy. So fucking messy.
What do you say? We just got a driver's license. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
No, in Saudi Arabia, they just allow them to have a driver's license,
Yeah,
not to own
Man,
it.
right? I mean, women could just get their own credit cards in 1960 or something. I think 65. I don't know. It's not funny, but it's just like, okay, we've come a long way.
we come a very long way. Yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
long
very.
story about this Clarissa Shields. HLD say Clarissa Shields is all hype. Later Ali will have wiped the floor with her. Listen, there's a long story behind that. If anybody have time for it, someone can tell you that story. But there's a lot of back and forth with
Well,
Layla and Clarissa.
same with Ann Wolf. I mean, with all due respect to her, to Clarissa, she did call out Layla, but she did not call out Ann Wolf. I don't know if anyone's ever met Ann, but she is scary. She's scary.
Yeah.
She's
But
sweet as pie if she loves you, but if she don't like you, Ann Wolf.
Christy Martin, they are pivotal in the
Christy Martin.
We
in
had
the women's boxing.
really read because he came on the show before he went into his workout, so you missed him, Red. That's asking where Steven is. So we
I think he's on his way to you or somebody. He said he had another workout, so yeah.
You have to watch it back.
You late.
I'm sorry.
No, it was a great interview though. It was a great interview.
Yeah. No, see, the boxing source says, I met Ann Wolf at the International Boxing Hall of Fame.
Yeah, she's so cool. I love her. I love that lady.
Lucia Vaca is another great one, yeah.
And fun fact, one of her favorite meals is menudo. Fun fact, just put it out there. She's always like, make us menudo.
All right, so this weekend we gotta make sure that we catch Tiara's fight.
Yes, on Saturday, yes.
And I wonder if she's gonna address Skye like after the fight.
You know what? She's always so focused. So I knew that she was not going to go to Twitter. Or she was not going to go to social media. She's just going to be like, you know what, Skye, say what you got to say. Do what you got to do. You know what it is. Because there's also been other people that are in the spotlight that have done her really dirty. And she just does not say a thing. She is so, I don't know. I mean, I wish I had that, you know. But yeah, she's not gonna say anything right now. She's focused. She's gonna go in there and get the job done.
And I feel like that's why I'm just like annoyed that she's like, this guy was on the line trying to like poke at her right now while she's has her fight this weekend. Yeah, I don't like that. But
It was the perfect opportunity for her to do that. That's what it was.
Yeah.
You know.
And so she looked like she's ducking, but no, she's focused on her fight for this weekend.
Exactly, as she should be. And if she would have slipped up, they would have been like, "Oh, don't you need to focus on your fight?" It's like,
Yeah.
you know, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. It doesn't matter. But so before we wrap it up, what are some of the things that y'all saw in the news? Oh, well, we saw that the Gypsy King retired again. He is one of my favorites. Everybody knows that. but what were y'all's thoughts? Is he gonna retire? Is he really retired, or is he coming back?
I'd be tired of him.
I do not care. I do not care. One way or the other. I do not care.
I'm done with the excuses. If you want to retire, please retire and enjoy, right off into the sunset, enjoy your family. That would be best.
Honestly, I mean, I have to agree with y'all. I mean, I do love him, and I think he's going to go down as one of the greats, but I think that it's time. And I think that everybody needs to know when it's time, all these boxers. So I think it's time. I don't want to see him back. Somebody said, well, wouldn't you like him to fight Anthony Joshua? I mean,
yeah.
I don't, do I want to see Anthony Joshua again? I'm just saying. So no, I'm okay. I'm okay with him retiring. And I do hope he stays retired.
I don't care either way.
I think he will be a Hall of Famer. I think he will be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, for sure. Me too. Absolutely.
What they call it, a plethora of accomplishments.
Yes.
Right? Let him be. Let him ride off into the sunset and be a happy man.
Yeah.
We don't
I'm
care.
tired. So who's going to take over? Who's going to take over the heavyweight title? Is it going to be Richard Torres? I mean, that's who everybody's saying. Who's going to take over?
Richard Torres need to get a bit taller.
He's 6'1". He doesn't look like it, but he is.
Yeah, he need to get a bit taller though. I think he need to get taller. I like his skill set.
Well, he's not going to get taller.
And that's just already.
Unless he's got a pill.
And I think Jared Anderson is not it.
Jared does not seem like he's in it.
I feel like he said that before though. That
and
he's good at what he can get out of boxing, and that's just what it is.
Yeah. So who's gonna be the face of the heavyweight division, in y'all's opinion?
I
think I see some amateur lads probably better than some of the professionals I have out there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So the crop of the heavyweight hasn't made it to be professionals yet.
Yeah. So Jamar Talley, who's in camp, Josh, who went to the Olympics too. Those two are two that I'm keeping my eye on that are going pro. But other than that, I don't know. I can't say. I can't say.
Mr. Neutral says, I guess Daniel Dubois.
I mean, he's been looking really, really good the last few fights. I always thought his sister was better than him, but now I'm like, she's different. I still think she's better than him, but I've seen some new things from him, and I think he's looking really good. So, yeah, maybe so. Maybe it's his time. Also, it's kind of cleared out a little bit, So let's see what direction it goes into. But so ladies, I know Nika's been working long hours and
Oh
Crystal
my
has
gosh.
too. I
I'm
traveled yesterday and I'm going
happy
to be
to
traveling again tomorrow. But, we always have to spend time with our chat and together and to all of our boxing heads. So before we get out of here, any last words? Crystal, I'll start with you and then we'll just go down and up.
I do have some last words today.
Uh-oh.
So my first last words is a direct to Uncle Tech. I hear rumor, I see rumor of a potential Canelo Alvarez versus Bud Crawford, and this is true. I need that fight to be in the United States. Okay, I
Yeah.
don't care where, but I do not wish for it to be in Saudi Arabia. Please
Yeah.
make my dream come true. I'll be very upset if it don't happen. Okay.
You know what? That's a great point.
My second one,
Absolutely.
my
That's
second
Absolutely.
my second last words, please, if you will, Mr. Ray Jackson, take your little rat butt back to the forklift. You're really irritating me just a bit.
he's
And then I'll
irritated
see you in the September at the fight. And if you can't be there, please let us know in advance.
Ray,
Thank
she
you.
used to be rooting for you. What'd you do?
because he's hopping the Canelo and Bud thing.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
But
I got
You're
it.
getting on my nerves. But to everyone in the chat, thank you so much. It's been great to see you all. And of course, Christine and Nika, I love you dearly.
love you,
Same.
man.
Same. Nika, your last words.
I just want to thank everybody in the chat. I want to thank Steven for coming on. Don't miss his fight next weekend. And Tiara's fight this weekend. And
Yes.
I'll see you next Wednesday.
Absolutely. Yes, we love our chat. We have the best chat ever. And my best girls, we are your favorite girls, everybody, because well, I mean it's we get the job done. We get the job done. Life is short. So if you have any grudges or unforgiveness, let it go. Let it go. And let's watch boxing. Everybody have a great night and we'll see y'all next week. We love to love you.